hyper?
Nah, it's just a leaf.
Aww. Man, there are so many organisms in Costa Rica.
Yeah, check out that fern. They might all look alike, but I'm sure there are a lot of species.
These ferns are ancient. Do you know that they don't even have seeds or flowers?
Let's do some research first thing tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I can plot some articles on ferns. I know just the guy to ask.
Great.
Cool, let's go.
Let's find some literature research on ferns.
Hi, Dr. Fern-O-Rama.
Hello, how are you?
Thank you so much for having me.
It's my pleasure.
I'd love to learn more about ferns. What can you tell me about their reproduction?
Okay, let me think. Mature ferns produce spores on the underside of their leaves in a structure called sori. And spores are dispersed by wind and sometimes, but less common, by raindrops. And according to my years of research, I know that they are very, very diverse. So to identify is very difficult, and you have to look really, really careful to all their characteristics and structures.
Thank you so much, Dr.
It's my
Fern-O-Rama.
pleasure. It's my pleasure. Goodbye.
Hey, see, look what I found.
Yeah.
Right, so I've done some literature research, and it seems as though plant diversity in the rainforest is much higher compared to other areas. So I was wondering if the same thing applies to ferns as well.
Wow. So my hypothesis is that fern species will be a lot higher in forested areas.
My hypothesis would be it would be higher in open areas.
And my hypothesis is that there will be no difference in fern diversity in both open and forested areas.
Here begins our experimental journey. As with many projects, we experienced some differences in opinions. Eventually, we agreed to form a 3 by 3 meters quadrat, 3 meters into the trail. We sampled 3 quadrats in the open area and 3 in the forest. We labeled our specimens carefully and headed back to the lab for analysis.
Our data shows that the average species richness between the open and forested areas is not significantly different. To determine species diversity, we used the dominance index. The closer it is to 1, the greater the fern diversity. We found that the dominance index is significantly higher in the forested area compared to the open area. Hence, we can conclude that the fern diversity is greater in the forested area. We also looked at species abundance and were surprised to find that there was no species overlap between the open and forested areas.
So, it turns out that there's higher fern diversity in forest. What do you guys think of that?
Well, why is diversity important in the first place?
I think because if the environment faces some changes such as diseases or flood, these species will more likely be able to survive and reproduce.
Yeah, and the community is more resilient as a whole.
That's why it's so important to protect forest diversity. You know, I've been thinking, what about the ferns in the trees?
Oh yeah, and you know what? We didn't sample any ferns near the water.
Oh, how about those organisms that live in
Hey
ferns?
guys, I'm starving. Why not let's go get some rice and beans?
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Why is diversity important in the first place?
I think because
And the community is more resilient as a whole.
yeah.
That's why it's so important to protect them.
That